So in the Revit, first most task to start the project to create the levels. For example, if you want to construct one residential building, okay, we will go to the architect. So when we meet the architect, he will ask how many floors you want to construct and what type of the building you want to construct. These type of questions he will ask, correct? So anybody, if you want to start the, construction, people will ask about the how many floors we are going to construct. In the same manner, to start the Revit project also, we need to define our floors first. Levels. Let's say in other way, now we are working in 3D, right? 3D means x comma y comma z. Okay, so x comma y, it's a floor plan, and if we add the z, it becomes the 3D. Okay, so additionally we are working with the 3D in the Revit, so we need to create the height information first. While working in the Revit, always we need to think about the height of the elements. Let's say if you take one wall, what is the height of the wall? Okay, if you take one window, where we are going, in which height we are placing. This kind of the information always we need to think about it. Okay. So now our first most task in the Revit is to create the levels. To create the levels, we need to go to the any one of the elevation drawing which listed in the project browser. I will mark it for your understanding. This is our project browser. So here we have the levels. Elevations. We need to open any one of the elevation to start the levels. Let's say for example, now I am going to the with east elevation. Okay, to open the east elevation drawing, I will double click on the east. When I double click it, my east elevation drawing is open. If you see, by default we have the two levels, level 1, level 2, and below you can see the 0 and 4000. These are the mm. 0 means 0 elevation, ground level. 4000 means top of the slab. Okay, like this, here we need to create our levels. Let's say now I am going to start with a 5-story building, 5 floors building. To create the levels, I will go to the architecture, and here you can see the data. Can you see the data?
Yes, sir.
Data, I use this command level. So very, very important. Okay, and first most task in the Revit. So I will go to the data, I will click on the levels. When I click on the levels, I can see the draw commands and modify commands. In the draw commands, I am taking the line. See, first point and second point, just one line. Okay, so if I draw the line, so automatically I am getting the level 3 and some elevation because I'm drawing in the elevation drawing. Okay, when I draw this level, automatically one level increased in the floor plans. Can you see? Level 1, level 2, level 3 is added. Now I am going to add one more level. Go to the level, first point and second point. Say fourth level has added. Again zoom out, level 1 and 2. Just a line. See, fifth level has added. For example, now what is the height between the level 1 to level 2? 4 meters. Okay, and what is the level 2 to level 3? We don't know, something approximate. I want to maintain the same level, 4 meters height between the level to level. Okay, first I am going to start my building with the 5-story building, so that I drawn 5 levels on the any one of the elevation drawing. Okay. Now I am adjusting the height of the each floor. Okay. Let's say if I want to change the height of this level 3, select this level. When you select, you get the respective properties. You can see the elevation here. I'm going to change this elevation to the 8 meter because 4 plus 4. Apply. Automatically it will move up. Second level. Okay. Now 8 plus 4. How much? 12 meter. And 12 plus 4, 16 meter. Everybody following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We changed the height. Just to select the line, go to the property, change the elevation. For example, now we are using units as a mm. If I want to change my units into the meters, okay, to change the units in Revit, we have the command called UN, units. Shortcut is UN. If you want, you can note down U and N. Okay. Or else, if you go to the manage, here you can find the project units. Can you see the UN in the bracket? So always shortcuts will be written in the menu only. No need to remember. Okay. Just to click it, same thing you will get it. And now I want to change my units into the meters. Just to go to the length. Here you can change the units to the meters. If you want to change the precisions, go there, change into the, that's 1 precision, 2 precision, like 16 meters, 12 meters, 8 meters. If you want to see units in the input, I mean suffix or prefix like that for that dimension, go to the project units and go to the length. Here you can change, use a symbol, let's say meters. 8 meter, 4 meter, 12 meter, like that. But I want to go with the mm on. Just I will go to the UN length. I will change my units to the millimeter. I don't want to see any symbol. I don't want to any precision. 0. Okay. Okay. Now I come. Up to this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, if I create the levels in one elevation is enough. It will reflect in all elevations. Let's say now I am going to the north elevation. My levels are there. South elevation, my levels are there. And west elevation, my levels. You can create from any one of the elevation. No problem. Okay. So
Yeah.
now, if you see, I opened how many drawings? Level 1, it's floor plan, east elevation, north elevation, south elevation, west elevation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. I opened the 5 drawings. Now my current drawing is a level 1. Here, if you go to the view, here we have the windows. If I use a close inactive windows, all windows will be closed. It will close only. It will not get deleted. It will close the file. If you want to open again, go to the east elevation. You can double click it. It will open. Clear this part? In the view, windows. Okay. Close inactive windows means whatever inactive windows will be closed. Let's say I want to work in the elevation, east elevation. I don't want to see level 1. Just close inactive windows. Okay. Just if you want to open the floor plan, go to the floor plans and double click on the level 1, you can open the floor. So this is ZE is a zoom extent for me. To close inactive windows, close inactive windows. Okay, now I am going to the east elevation. So this is my elevation. Up to this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And one more important thing is, now I changed the elevation information, but I want to change the name of the level also. Let's say this is my ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. I want to add one more terrace or roof. Okay. See, now let's see. I want to add this as my ground floor. Select the level and go to the property. Here you can see the name. Can you see the name?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to the name. I'm going to change it. This is my ground floor. When I click on apply, it will ask, would you like to rename corresponding view? If I press yes, it will change in my project browser. Can you see? Ground floor, it's changed. Let's say now I'm going to the another floor. This is my first floor. See, now the first floor has changed. And I'm going to just type it. Okay. Would you like to rename? Yes. Third floor. So somebody may get doubt. If I press no, what will happen? Correct?
It will only change in
Yeah.
each elevation.
If I click no, it will not change yet. Okay. We need to rename manually here. Go there and right click, rename. Let's again, we have to do the provide this exercise. We use directly change here. Let's say now I'm going to use as a roof. Okay, only 3 floors building I want to draw it. This is fine. For example, my building has one basement. Right? I will go to the architecture and create the level. This is my basement. See, you can see the negative value. Let's say again, I want to add the minus 3 meters, for example, minus 3 meters. Right. This is name is basement. Let's say 1. Yes. Okay. Like this, we have to create the levels. This is the first most task in the Revit. If you want to start the project, this is the first task. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And here one more thing I want to explain. This is not much important, but it's important. In the floor plan, if you see my basement is top, after we are getting the first floor, then I'm getting the ground floor, then roof, second, and the third floor. Complete irregular. Okay, because the Revit will read the alphabetical order. So to maintain the proper hierarchy levels, I will rename with the numbers. Let's say, for example, basement. Okay, let's say I'm going to rename with the 0. Next, yes. Next, ground floor. Rename with the, for example, 1. Okay. So here also we are getting the change. Let's say after ground floor, I want to rename to the first. So I am going a little bit slow, nothing to worry because it's a very static stage. I should go very slow. Right? first floor and then second floor. Rename 3, number 3 dash. Okay. After third floor, rename yes. Next row, rename as a fifth already there. Yeah. Fifth. Now all are in order. Okay. If you want to create second basement, you have to draw again one more level below the basement level 1. This is the first task. I'm going to save. Always we need to save the project. Here we have the save. Okay. Always we need to save the project. I can see it's almost 10 seconds. Okay. Right. Let's say, for example, in my east elevation, I want to see the same names and numbers to the left side. And now I have only right side, correct? I want to see this name and number to the left side means just to select the any one of the level. Okay. Here you can see the small square box. If you click it, you will get the name. Select, click, select, select, click, select and click, select and click. Okay. So here we need to observe one thing here. To create the levels, I am going to the architecture and going into the data. Here I'm using the level command always. But here I can do one thing. I can copy this level from here to here. Okay. We have the possibility to copy. Select the line and go to the modify copy. Okay. Copy means to duplicate another entity. Okay. Select it, first point and second point. What you observed? Here I am getting the basement 2 means it's a sequence number, we can change it anything. But if we observe the color, this level is blue color, this is in the black color. This first observation. Second observation is it is not created any level in the project process. I mean it's not created any new drawing. If I copy, correct? So my request is always to create any level, go to the architecture, datum level and draw the levels. Don't copy the levels. Select and delete. Understood?
Yes, sir.
I want to explain, don't copy the levels in the elevation. Just to draw one by one. This is one time task. Okay, it will not take much time. Let's say I have the 20-story building, just draw the 20 lines, nothing wrong. It may take 1 hour extra. Right. Okay. After creating the levels, I will go to the any one of the floor plan. Let's say now I want to go with the ground floor plan. Okay. I want to open with the ground floor. Just I will go to the ground floor, double click. So when I come into the ground floor, if I observe my menu, architecture, datum, levels are the disappeared. Means Revit is not allowed to create the levels in the floor plan. If you want to create the levels, you should go into the any one of the elevation. In elevation, you can see the level. If you go to the floor plan, you cannot see the levels. It's completely disappeared. In the Revit, as a second task, we create the grids. Grids means nothing but a reference lines. Okay, just I'm going to the architecture and go to the grid. When I click on the grid, I'm getting the draw comments again. Can you see? In the grid, I can draw the straight lines as well as arcs. Okay, but if you go to the any one of the elevation, let's say if you see this datum and level, I can get only straight line. There is no arcs. Okay, so we can create straight levels. There is no arc kind of the levels. But grids we can create as a arc if we require. Okay, let's say now I'm taking it to the straight line only. Line, first point. So zoom out, I'm scrolling out for the better visibility. See, can you see? When we can see this double-headed magenta color arrow means it's ortho on. And at the same time, you can see the angle to the 90 degrees. If I move little bit side, you can see the change of the angle as well as we are getting the intersection symbol. Means it's ortho offline. To get the ortho online, always use the shifting. So let's say I'm very new to the topic. I cannot draw the straight line. Use a shift to get the straight line. Let's say, for example, grid number 1. Here I can copy grids. Let's say select the grid, go to the modify copy. Okay, I'm using the multiple, means I can copy multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. JD zoom extent. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you see, we have the differences. If you want to adjust, just click the grid and hold the small circle, drag and drop. Okay. So now, what is the distance between these grids? Just I copied one by one. What is the distance between these grids? I don't know. I want to measure it. To measure the dimension, I go to the annotate. Annotate, and in the dimension menu, I can use the align dimension. Always I am using the align dimension. Just click the align dimension. 1, 2, and place somewhere in the outside of this grid. How much can you see? 5, 6, 7, 9. But I want to only 5,000. Just select one grid. When you select the grid, dimension will get enabled. Click it, make the 5 meters. 5 meters. Okay. Again, one more dimension. Go to annotate. 1, 2, 3. This time I'm going to pick on this existing dimension here. If you click on the existing dimension, it will get the alignment. Select the grid. Go to the dimension. 5 meters. Okay. Same way. Align. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's say I want to change the different dimension. Whatever object you want to change, select that object. I hope it's clear for everyone. Okay. Select the line, whichever you want to move, and the dimension will get enabled. Let's say this time I want to make it to the 6 meter, my grid size, and select line, another 6 meter. Make it. If I make it 6,500 according to our requirement. Okay. Last one is a, let's say 5,000. This one by one we have to make it. This is the vertical grids. Now I am going to draw the horizontal grids. Go to the architecture, grid. Just I want to draw one grid horizontally. This time for the vertical grids, I will maintain the numbering but horizontal grids I want to maintain the alphabets. So automatically I am getting the as a unique number 8. I want to change this number to the alphabets. Just select the grid, go to property, change into the A. If I copy these levels, just select the existing line, go to the modify copy, multiple. Okay, one. See now I can copy in ortho off. What I want to copy in ortho on means here you can see the constraint option. If you click it, so constraint means ortho on. There is no chance to move it to ortho. If I remove, I can copy to anywhere. You can see. If I click on the constraint, it is ortho on, nothing but. Okay. Copy. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 like this. Can you see? A, B, C, D, E like this. This time, I want to maintain the equal distance between grid to grid. Let's say 5 meter. Between each grid dimension is a 5 meter. This time what I do, I will go to the same annotation, same align dimension. While placing the dimension, I will do the continuously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continuously. This time I will place the left side. When I place it, here you can see the EQ symbol. When I click on the EQ, all dimensions will get equal. EQ, EQ. Okay. But what is the distance between the grid to grid? I don't know. Because I can see only EQ. Now I want to see the what is the value there. Just select the dimension, go to the property. Here you can see the equality display. Go there and change the value. Now you can see the value. 6221. All are 6221. But I need 5 meters. Just select any one of the grid. Whatever enabled the dimension, click on the dimension, change it to the 5. So all become 5000. After this clear? Just I'm going to stop the record.